he's still probably going to miss the line even though I'm extremely close to the legal limit. Am I on it?
You're quite straight, but you're just off to the side.
A little wobbly, okay. Welcome to Go On Shot TV. I'm Doug Roxburgh, and today we're at the RCMP detachment here in Timberley. Very specific reason, we want you to be safe during the holidays. That means no drinking and driving. That's why we're meeting with Corporal Ian Campbell to guide us through the dangers of drinking and driving. Also in this episode, Highway 63, it's twinned, but we want you to be safe on that highway, and one of my friends, Bo Cooper. Unfortunately, he's been diagnosed with leukemia for a third time, and he needs help. And he needs help immediately. Let's meet Bo. Back at the RCMP detachment here in Timberley, join with me is Corporal Ian Campbell from the RCMP of Wood Buffalo, and we're talking about drinking and driving because it is a very serious issue, not just during the holiday season, but throughout the year. Corporal Campbell, what is the legal drinking limit when it comes to driving? It's
80 milligrams of alcohol and 100 milliliters of blood. So it's the same as the term 0.08, so it's 80 in Canada.
And 0.05 is also a term thrown out there as well. What does that term mean?
Well, someone in Alberta who has a Class 5 license, if they are over that amount, it's a 3-day temporary suspension. It's a provincial suspension. So it's 72 hours of someone losing their license, and their vehicle's also towed, seized for those 3 days.
So this is something a lot of people should be made aware of because maybe they don't know what the legal limits are, right?
Exactly. We don't recommend anyone try to guess what they're at or try to push the limit because someone might think that they're just under and they could be well over. It could result in at least a temporary suspension or in fact a criminal charge. And alcohol does impair your driving, which is why the RCMP detachment has a great learning device. They have goggles to showcase what it's like to be under the influence of alcohol. Isn't that right? Yes, we have our drunk goggles or fatal vision goggles. If we decided to go, say, for we won't go extreme because I might not be able to see. Let's go for the 0.17. So this is definitely over the legal limit. This is over twice the legal limit. That's right. So we are now twice the legal limit, and it is extremely dizzy. I see about 3 different lines, and there is no way I'm on this because I'm hitting walls. I'm hitting walls, and that just shows you how dangerous it is to drive, I guess. Right? Certainly. Well, I mean, not only does it affect your depth perception, peripheral vision, coordination, judgment. So you were still relatively straight in the beginning and then kind of veered off, but you were probably twice as far off the line. You were almost a meter to the side of it. Right. So the dangers are there, and actually this learning device showcases how the dangers can be. As we want you to be safe on all highways this holiday season, including Highway 63. Back with Corporal Ian Campbell with the RCMP of Wood Buffalo, talking about impaired driving, not only over the holidays, but year round, because it's a very serious issue. And you do have a breathalyzer in your hand. If I happen to get subject at a roadside stop, I'd probably be subject to something like this if you had suspicions if I was drinking and driving. Yes, this is a roadside screening device. Basically, you would provide a sample into this. And this will say whether it's going to be a pass or a temporary suspension or a fail, in which case we've brought back to the office and provide samples into this instrument. Okay, so if I took this instrument here. So, no, I would hold it. Oh, you hold it. Okay, that's against the rules. Do not do that. And I guess it's just a simple blow, but you blow with as much power as you can and it gives you a general reading. It's a long, steady sample through it. Right. And then within seconds it'll show the result. And thank goodness for me, I blew 0.0, so that's good news for me, right? Yes. If I happen to blow over the legal limit, or I have more suspicions of impaired driving, we would be subject to a machine like this here, right? Isn't that, Corporal? Yes, someone would be placed under arrest, transported back to a detachment, and after possibly speaking to a lawyer if they wish, we would take at least 2 samples from the instrument here. So this is the Intox ECIR2. It's a breath testing instrument.
Okay, so if people don't want to get subject to these sort of, not punishments, but I guess observations from the RCMP, there are options for safety measures that they can take, right?
Yeah, so of course, plan ahead. Don't try to risk it if you think you may be over. The easiest things to do are to designate a driver. Everyone's heard of a designated driver, so make plans ahead to have a designated driver give you a ride home. Stay overnight if you're at a friend's house or a family member's house. Take the bus or call a cab. Under no circumstances do you want to drive. And so crashing on someone's couch is obviously better than crashing on the roads.
Of course, and 1 or 2 beers, we just want to make sure, don't risk it at all. There's no point. We want you to spend a happy holidays with your family. Isn't that right, Corporal?
Certainly.
Excellent. Well, you're watching Go right here on Shaw, and we'll see if the skies are going to be sunny or snowy during the winter holidays. Well, that wraps up another edition of Go on Shaw TV. I just want to remind you to be safe during the holidays. Do not drink and drive, otherwise you're going to be all over the map, just like I am. I'm Doug Roxburgh, and we'll see you when we see you, and remember the consequences.